Heidi ho, my peeps. Oh, there's something on my screen. Oh, that's irritating. Whoa. I'm supposed to talk about beauty today, and I am just not feeling it. Not feeling beauty in any way, shape, or form. But first, let's talk about the mask I'm going to use while I try to drum something up. My oldest son gave me this. It's a Mary Kay product, deep cleaning charcoal mask. Apparently, you just, like the one I did last week, you just put this on. I don't think it dries or anything like that. You just leave it on for 10 to 20 minutes and you take it off. Okay. Oh, I guess it does dry down. All right. So anyhow, let's give this a go. Okay. So I can't remember if I told you guys that I think I told you that I'm not going to be doing my Halloween ooh, this smells good, party. Just can't drum up the energy or the desire. Normally, doing a Halloween party is like the thing I look forward to. God, I love Halloween. But I'm just not quite getting there this year. I still have Halloween things sitting here and there that I had intended to expand on and make, oh, such a pretty house. But the house is dirty, and it's going to stay that way. I don't feel any house cleaning coming on other than doing some laundry and doing my dishes. So there we go. The color of this mask is very appropriate because I have been feeling extremely dark lately. Like you guys know, I lost a friend to liver disease a couple weeks ago, and I finally did manage to get over and spend some time with her mother and her girlfriend, and they need help. They're very, very low income, elderly now, and they're having to work their way through the minefield of a probate where someone doesn't leave a will. It's my friend's estate. She has an intestate estate, is what you call that. So now her mom and her girlfriend are trying to figure out, what do they have to do in order to keep the house that they've been buying. Very kind of sketchy neighborhood in town. It's over near the junior college. They had rented the house for probably 15 years before finally being able to buy it. They started buying it about, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, so not at least 15 years ago. And but they put the house in my friend's name because they just assumed that she would outlive her mother, particularly because her mom had a lot of health issues. So it made sense to assume that that she would outlive her mom, but that didn't happen. So they have to figure out how to pay off the credit cards, do all that sort of stuff so that they don't have to sell the house in order to pay off the estate. And after taking a look at everything, I sat down with them and took a look at everything. And I think they're going to be able to swing this. My friend had no sibling. Well, she had a half-brother that I know about. And she had no children and no other siblings. And in California, the hierarchy of next of kin, if you don't have a will, if first it's your children, if you have no children, no living children, then next it's your parents. If you have no living parents, then it goes to your siblings, and so on. So everything I've read says that the house will go directly to her mother, which is good because the mom's the one who's been paying the rent and all the, I mean the mortgage and everything on it. Having it in the daughter's name, like I said, that was only about, you know, facilitating the daughter staying there after the mom passed away. So, you know, the best laid plans. Anyhow, so I called legal aid and I got online. I looked at what's available through like LegalZoom and some of these things to cut down the amount of money. Because, I mean, even if you go through legal aid, it costs over $300 to have all the paperwork done. And when I say these folks are low income, I mean low income. No one has that kind of cash. And they certainly don't have the cash to pay off credit cards and stuff. However, I think they will be able to sell enough things. My friend had a super cool old muscle car that's been sitting out in the yard for years. They should probably get at least a couple grand for that. And she was also a musician, so she had a lot of musical equipment. So I think if they really, really push it, they will probably be able to, you know, pull the money together to be able to save the house. So we talked about that, and then we talked about the memorial service. Well, it's actually going to be a funeral. She was cremated, but they're having a funeral at a little church not too far from the house. And I asked them if they knew how many people would be there, and there was no way they could know. My friend lived a very small life, though. She didn't drive. She did most of her music stuff in her own bedroom or out in the garage. Didn't go out, really. So I don't know how many of the musicians in town will even remember her. So she did teach, though. She taught at the local adult school. So she would get on a bus and go over there and teach her guitar lessons. So I imagine she'll have some former students that will show up and a few family members that are around, and me, of course, and her girlfriend. So I'm expecting probably no more than 20 people at this funeral. So I went ahead and offered to get a sandwich tray from a nice deli in town, and I'm going to double that amount. I'm gonna get a sandwich tray for $40, and then, you know, that I'll bring some cellophane so we can wrap up sandwiches and send them home with people after the ceremony. So there won't be anything wasted that way. Anyhow, all of this is just to say that I am really thankful to have a project that is, and that's ironic because I have so many projects in my own life that I'm not doing, but somehow doing a project for somebody else is so much easier than doing my own. You know, it's crazy. I look around and I'm like, well, you know, I need to pick this up, I need to put that away, I need to run the laundry, I need to sweep, then run the damp mop, and I need to this, that, and the other, and I need to hustle and bustle. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. And that is because I am in a deep, dark, charcoal mask-colored funk right now. I mean, I don't even feel particularly bad, and I'm depressed and not wanting to move around, which I think is pretty weird. Um, so it's hard to drum up thoughts of beauty when you're in this state. And I know that a lot of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about because, you get in this kind of a funk too. I'm not the only one. And you just have a hard time seeing the beauty here and there. So when you have the opportunity to see something beautiful, or when I do, and I'm feeling like this, I try to pay attention. For example, our roses are on their last legs for this part of their blooming season, and every day my husband goes out and he finds, if there's a nice smelling rose or rosebud out there, he hacks it down and drags it in the house and gives it to me, and that is a little shot of beauty that I get as frequently as there are roses. I get that. And I appreciate that too. It really does make a difference in how I feel. The other day, I don't have it with me, but the other day he brought in something from outside. It was a hubcap. Not a hubcap, but a cover that goes on the outside of a wheel of an old car or tractor. It's just a metal thing about this big. It says Ford on the outside. Ancient thing from the early 20th century. And that, I know a lot of other people wouldn't think that was beautiful, but I think that's absolutely beautiful. I have it up over my kitchen sink right now. I'm just looking at my table here and seeing if there's anything that I've seen lately and I've thought beauty. Oh, here's something. I was wrapping up Leanne and Lori's presents last week, and I tried to pick colors that reminded me of each of them. Leanne hasn't seen hers yet. I have to send it to her. However, this was the ribbon that I chose for Lori. It's a light blue, kind of a grayish blue ribbon with these wonderful silver glittery stars. And I used several different colors of blue tissue in this bag that I put her poodoo dog in. And this just, when I was looking through my ribbons, I grabbed this one because I thought it was so beautiful. And it just made me feel happy just to pluck it out of my box of wrapping supplies and tie it around the handle of her bag. It made me feel good for a brief second. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about the beauty that just kind of sustains you in tiny little incremental flashes. So yeah, I've tried to pay attention to that stuff. The beauty of eating something that you just love, that tastes wonderful. Grant and I were at Trader Joe's and I picked up some, this is going to sound weird, but roasted Brussels sprouts, a little package of roasted Brussels sprouts about this big. And we had them for dinner the other night along with, I don't know, some chicken or something. And those roasted Brussels sprouts were so good. I love Brussels sprouts. I love cruciferous vegetables of any kind, but I really love Brussels sprouts. And it was such an indulgence to buy this little pack of pre-cooked, Brussels sprouts. I could have bought them fresh and saved money or whatever. But they were just as good as I thought they were going to be, which was such a surprise. Because a lot of time, you'll pick up some prepared food and it'll look wonderful on the package, and then you'll go to heat it up or microwave it or whatever you're going to do, and you're like, well, it doesn't taste as good as it looked in the picture. The Brussels sprouts did. They were wonderful. So little flashes of happiness like that. I'll take them and I'll smush them all together, and I'll put them under my pillow, and I'll try to sleep with these little bits of things that make me feel good when I am not feeling good. And when I am not feeling beautiful, and when I'm having a hard time seeing the beauty and stuff. And that helps sustain me. I'm in a pensive state right now. I'm not doing a lot of talking. I am doing a lot of video watching, but I haven't been watching all y'all's videos. I have been watching this series, anything I can get my hands on that has to do with people who live their lives in the past. That's a big deal in Great Britain. There are whole societies of people who live as if it's the 1930s or 40s or 50s. The World War II years are particularly popular in Great Britain, which is, that's kind of counterintuitive because they were hit so hard. I mean, they were so much of their, London was destroyed during those years, and there was hardship during the years, and then for quite a few years afterward, they were on an austerity program, and it just, World War II just really, it just drug on and on and on for people in that part of the world. But yet they seem to hold a nostalgic love for that era. And so I'll go on YouTube and I'll try to find videos of people who, get together in these societies. There are a lot of festivals that will happen in different towns, usually small towns. And so you'll get on these old railroad cars, and you'll take the railway car to some little town, and then for the weekend they'll have a festival, and everybody will be dressed and hair and makeup and the whole 9 yards in that era, like the World War II era, and they'll have dances and food and, just really celebrate that part of their history. And you know how I am. When I'm feeling bad, I want to retreat to the past. It doesn't matter if it's my past or if it's somebody else's past. I just want to leave cell phones and, polyester and microfiber and Kardashians and politics, and just leave it all behind and, go to an idealized place that never really existed but sort of did. And then just go there and roll around and be happy. See, this is where a holodeck would come in. I would really like a holodeck. I could, dial it back to, 1940 maybe, before things got super bad, 1940. And just, live there happily with those shoes and those clothes and, all of that stuff. And just enjoy the slowness of it. Which brings me to another thing I just found out about. There are places, I guess, throughout the United States, not many of them, but there are places that they're radio free. You can't use a cell phone when you're there and all that sort of stuff. And often it has to do with equipment that's being run in the area. I just found out about a town in, I want to say it's West Virginia, that's all about this radio observatory that they have running in this town. They study the cosmos and black holes and the Big Bang and all of that. I mean, it's it's an astronomy installation. And I have to tell my husband to be quiet. Sweetie? Grant? I can hear you on this. Yeah. Okay, so now he's going to go sit somewhere else. Anyhow, I want to find the name of that. The name of that town has a weird name. Something about. Oh, here it is. Green Bank, West Virginia. Green Bank, West Virginia. I would love to go check that place out because you don't have all of this technology. Just the pace of life is a lot slower. I mean, it's West Virginia, which is, in our southern states, and the pace of life down there is slower. But this particular town is much slower because no one, you can't jump on the internet and watch videos. So I would just love to go and visit and kind of check that place out. So I guess I am reacting to the pace of life right now, and the sort of poison that leaks in from everywhere. And I'm just wishing things were simpler. So, beauty is a hard thing to come by right now for me. Sitting here and making ornaments helps. I haven't even been in a good mood for that, although let me show you. I'm going to be doing a black cat for a friend of mine, so this is my kind of sketch of the black cat. Oh, we have a visitor. How cool. Hey, Therese, how are you doing? She's laughing at my mask. Okay, this is so cool. Oh, you're out there. Great. Wait, now, you hold on just a second. You're going to see my computer. You're making a guest appearance on my video for tomorrow. I know. Okay, everybody. This is my friend Therese. She's... What? Now we can see each other. This is my friend Therese. My friend Therese is sitting out by her fire pit, and there's the fire pit, and she's made herself a wonderful dinner, and she was trying to get, somebody to come hang out with her, and I'm like, girl, I'll buy the food and you make it, and then I'll become your next door neighbor and your biggest problem because I'm going to be over there all the time wanting to eat dinner with you. How funny. Okay, actually, I'm winding this up, so.
I don't think I can live stream on Facebook because I don't have it as a standalone app.
Okay.
So I just thought I'd check for you.
I'm glad you did. Yes, you know what? I'm going to take off my mask. I'm going to finish my video, and I will call you back. Bye. Oh, how fun. We had a visitor. Now there's beauty right there. My friend Therese is a beautiful human being. But she is also a very talented photographic artist, I will call her. She's a photographer, but her photographs turn into art through different processes that she uses to create these pieces. She uses encaustic and, pinpoint camera and blueprints and all kinds of stuff. Anyhow, she also lives in a beautiful home, beautiful yard. She makes beautiful food, beautiful cocktails. I mean, everything is, her life is, she lives the beauty of her life on a daily basis. And I admire that. I admire anyone who can keep that up, because for me, I just can't. I get just too scattered or too depressed or blah blah, whatever my excuse is for the day. So anyhow, that was a nice surprise because it was a visit. It was a visit from Beauty, and I so enjoy those. So anyhow, here we are. We've dried down. It's where it's real thin, it turns a light gray. We've dried down. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go and wash this off and come back and tell you how it feels. And I'm back. Oh, I left a little bit of mask in my hairline now, didn't I? Okay. You can see that it's I think that's all gone. You can see it's turned my washcloth into a gray, mummy-like mess, and that's okay, because unlike last week's mask that I ended up throwing out the extra, it did nothing but make my face feel gross and dirty and like it needed to be washed, scrubbed down. And I didn't have my wonderful washcloth with me because I was in a hotel room. But this one I like. It smells, it's still a little sniffy. Well, let's see what it smells like. It's just clean. I mean, it sort of reminds me of when you go into a doctor's office exam room and whatever they've used to clean is really good, high quality stuff, not just simple green or something like that. Something that has a wonderful aroma. Because it definitely has a medicinal camphor kind of smell, but it's a good smell. Yes. It's the smell of a doctor's exam room when you've come in after you've had all your girly stuff done and the doctor tells you, pap smear looks great, mammogram looks great, go out and have some fun and I'll see you in a year or whatever it's supposed to be. That's what this smells like. It smells like a good doctor's appointment. So yeah, I would definitely use it again. Skin feels tightened, but comfortable, doesn't feel dry, feels good. Okay, I wanted to show you this. I went and grabbed it off my kitchen sink area. It's this little deal that covers something on a wheel, according to my husband, and it says Ford Made in the USA. Can barely make it out, but that's what it says across here. Ford Made in the USA. I find this thing beautiful. I don't know why. I just do. The shape, the color, the old-fashioned writing, the smell, the wonderful smell of old metal. Old metal. And grandfathers in overalls. With white cotton snap-up shirts that have fraying cuffs and collar. And work boots. Yeah, that's what this smells like. Yeah, I love this smell. I had one of those grandfathers. I had two of those grandfathers, actually. You know, maybe part of my problem is I haven't taken my CBD oil in a while. I'm going to go ahead and take 50 milligrams of CBD right now because I haven't been taking it. And as you guys well know, CBD lifts my anxiety and depression. That was about 25 milligrams. Okay, there we go. maybe that'll help. I also have an owie. Look at my owie. It started as just like nothing, and it's gotten bigger, and it hurts a little bit. So that generally means it's infected. I'm scared to death of infection. I'm scared to death of any kind of health thing. So been doing pretty good, not eating too much crap. I mean, even when I put some CBD oil on it, I mean, why not, right? Anyway, even when I made Leanne's beautiful chocolate cupcakes, I ended up having 4 cupcakes over the course of this week, which is, 3 more than I really needed, but I could sit there and eat 6 of them in one sitting if I'm pigging out. So I did real good stretching that out. And I've been trying to eat green things and, trying to keep my portions reasonable and all that. So I'm continuing to eat decently, and I think that helps. So there we go. I really like this Clear Proof Deep Cleansing Charcoal Mask by Mary Kay. Really like that. Yeah. I prefer the things that you peel off, but that's good. And you got to see my friend Therese. We got a guest appearance by her, which brought a little flash of beauty in my life. And when I'm done with this video, I have it all edited and uploaded for Cindy to review, I'm going to talk to Therese again and sit by her fire with her and just hang out with her for a while. So I'm struggling trying to find the beauty in life right now. But maybe that's the lesson here, is when the beauty isn't apparent, continue to struggle to find it, because sometimes that's the bridge between abject depression and being semi-functional, is finding those little spots of beauty that'll get you across step by step so that you can stay on your feet and stay functional. All right, you guys, I will just talk to all y'all later. Please visit Cynthia's channel and look at her video for this week, which is linked below. Bye.